So here we have a brand new Urano Grey Golf GTI on black Estoril wheels. Now, yeah, this car's for sale actually at Volkswagen Wrexham. I wanted to share it because it looks absolutely stunning with those 19-inch black Estoril wheels and in the solid paint Urano Grey, looking brilliant, and with sort of like black door mirror caps as well. And quite interestingly, it actually states that this car is below the £40,000 tax bracket as well, which is quite important for people. I've driven this Golf GTI quite a few times and I've really enjoyed it. And it's such a cool car. So I figured I'd share this little bit of a walk around courtesy from, Volkswagen in Wrexham. And this car is actually available to buy. They've got this car up for, well, I'll share it as we go on. They've actually increased the price a little bit, which is interesting. I think it's a little bit perhaps with demand and the supply. It's all interesting. Every day prices seem to change. But even though I said this car is below the £40,000 tax bracket, they've got this car up for a little bit more than that. Not quite too sure why. Obviously, I've shared this plenty on my channel. You've got the GTI with the new physical sort of buttons on the steering wheel. You've got that new touchscreen as well as part of the 8.5 facelift. A car that I'm really getting up to speed with actually, and spending time with an actual owner of the car and, having opportunities to drive the car actually quite a few times now. And I'm actually driving a car with a slightly higher spec from Volkswagen at the end of this month. Volkswagen themselves have actually kindly given me that opportunity on one of their press cars as well, which will be at the end of September. And that's coming from me driving a bit more of a base spec Golf GTI. But it's certainly a car that I really love, certainly in that sort of like base spec trim. But certainly the way this car looks, and we'll go more into the pictures as well actually, the way this car looks in the Urano Grey, because that's a solid paint option, that's a non-cost option from my understanding. And yeah, that's from Volkswagen Wrexham. We've got some images here as well, which we can go through together. And just looking at how special it is with those new sort of like lights as well. They kind of make the car look look really special. And certainly in the sun, they've nailed the pictures on this car. I really like the look of it. I like how the red brake calipers work with the red GTI badge. The paint looks really nice as well. Normally solid paint options they look a bit too flat, but this looks like it has a nice shine with it. I mean, fair enough, they've probably used some sort of their special paint wax or something on it, but then anyone can do that. And the paint looks good. It only doesn't look like a base spec car, and it looks a bit more looks stealthy and mean and looking good. And that's the 19-inch wheel option that you obviously can get. I'll double check on the price of how much that costs, but as an option, it's, you're looking at over, I'm going to say it's £1,000. I can double check for you guys. And that's probably why this car costs a little bit more. But it is saying it's below the £40,000 tax bracket. And actually a subscriber commented and mentioned when I was going through the configurator, it's actually based on the P11D price. So even if it could be a bit confusing. I don't really understand it, but Volkswagen in Wrexham are saying this is below the £40,000 tax, which can make a difference, particularly if you're getting it as like a company car or, I don't know, on like a lease or something like that. There's plenty of pictures of this one. And I've obviously gone through this car plenty enough with sort of like the tartan sort of seats, the new infotainment, the new dash, the new lights, the new sort of GTI styling, the honeycomb at the front, the new lights at the front. Yeah, it does look really good. And I like how it's got black door mirrors. That looks like quite a good thing. So it's only in the 7-speed DSG, as I've kind of mentioned, the automatic. And what do you think? Is the red brake calipers a little bit too much? Do the black wheels work with the grey? I think they do. I really do think, it's the Estorils are always a really nice wheel. And ironically, it's got an R badge. Can you see it there? Because the Estorils are normally for the Golf R. So it's actually got an indented R badge in it. So yeah, interesting what you think. And something on the tyres as well. So this is the new Bridgestone Potenza tyres that they've got. And something my subscriber mentioned to me, the owner of the GTI that I've been driving on the channel. And yeah, check back on previous content. I've got plenty of content. I love the Golfs. And it's worth checking back on previous videos. If you like this one, you'll like others too. And my subscriber reached out to me a couple of days ago actually and mentioned he had actually got a flat tyre on his, and he's found it very difficult to get a replacement for the Bridgestone Potenza tyre. And that's just because it's a new tyre. car manufacturers are changing the compounds and changing aspects of their cars every year to make things better when they can in different generations. And unfortunately, that just means it can be quite hard to get it. I will check back on him to see if he's got one, but he did say to me he has found it a little bit tricky. This is obviously on the 19-inch and his is on the 18s, but it's just something to mention there with the wheels. But I'm very interested to know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about the wheels with this car. And I'm interested to know what you think about how the car may drive. And another subscriber said to me that the car with 19-inch wheels comes with something called progressive steering as an option, and what that will have an effect of in the steering. And like I said, I've got the opportunity to drive a GTI with 19-inch wheels just to see what that's going to be like. And I believe that car is going to have dynamic chassis control as well. So a different step from the car that I've driven, which is a base spec car, essentially with the 18-inch wheels, no dynamic chassis control. That was the car in Grenadilla Black. That you should check out on my channel if you haven't seen it before. Twin exhaust pipes, very nice. And I believe you can actually even get like a tow bar or something on the back of it. That's why it's got that indent. There's the black door mirrors too. You get the sort of like more tinted nature at the rear. I'm not too sure if it's 65% or 95%. I think it's 65. But certainly a nice tint aspect to it. Plenty of space. The touch and feel of the car, you can't really get it from the pictures, but it's definitely an upgrade from the Mark 8, I would say. That's your charging. I believe it's got wireless charging as well. USB-C ports, USB-A ports. That's where your key can go. And yeah, it's a Golf. What more do you want? Very nice. Plenty of space, plenty of options to do things. And the modes which you can try and change between. Obviously, without dynamic chassis control, it's not going to change the suspension, but it will change a few others. Reversing camera worked really well when I was sort of playing around with it. Lots of assists as we get in this day and age. And although the owner that I spoke to had a Mark 8 R-Line before his Mark 8.5 Golf GTI, he said he had no problems with the haptic steering wheel buttons. But you get the physical buttons here, which I like. And, I had no issues with it. And neither has that owner too, which is very positive. And the infotainment, it will take a little bit of time to get up to speed with. It's got a nice GTI as a picture, which is good, although it's on the Queenstown wheels, a wheel that also looks very nice, I have to say. And actually, interestingly, why this car doesn't have Queenstown, because the Queenstown are more GTI-like, really, than a car. The Estorils with an actual R badge sort of indented in it is a bit of a strange one to have on a GTI, but hey, that's how they've spec'd it. But yeah, they listed this car up on the 21st of August at 38,798. And today, I'm filming this on the 15th of September 2024, it's 41,248. But they say here, Estoril Wheels under 40k tax. That's what they mention. So that's quite good. The 265 PS 2-litre EA AAA engine, solid Urano Grey, 19-inch Estoril wheels. They mention all these Guard X protection and things, but yeah, a lot of equipment comes as standard with this car. I actually really like the rear tints. I just want to show that again. Yeah, it looks very, very nice. Very, very stealthy. Such a cool looking car. Yeah, and we'll end it on the last little video. But let me know what you think of this car. I'm going to try and check one out in person as well. Just one from a showroom, from a dealer quite local to me. Just to give you guys a different bit of a flavour. But yeah, interested to know what you think about this spec, what you think about the 19-inch wheels, what you think about the Urano paint. This car is looking gleaming. They've really, they've made it look very nice, I have to say. Those Estoril wheels are a little bit of an interesting one, but each their own. IQ lights, GTI badge. I like the look, I have to say, but it's very much all subjective. It's whatever you kind of prefer in your car. And yeah, I figured this was a good one to see. But yeah, feel free to get involved in the channel. Check back on previous content. It is a community channel. And yeah, it's certainly stuff that I love to share. But thanks so much for watching and have a fantastic rest of your day.